teenage girl. This all happening around 8 o'clock this morning, just north of exit 29 of the Northway in the town of North Hudson. That is about 90 miles north of Albany. State police say that the bus was headed to New York City at the time from Quebec City in Canada. Our Tori Wells is live right now outside of Glens Falls Hospital. That is where several of the victims are recovering tonight.
Tori, I know you've been there all day. You've also been looking into the Canadian bus company involved here. What have you found out about that company's safety record?
Well, Greg and Dory, the U.S. federal government gives buses like this one of three ratings: unsatisfactory, conditional, or satisfactory. Turns out the company that owned this bus has a satisfactory rating, and a spokesperson with that company told me this bus driver had 30 years of experience, had enough rest before this drive, and has a clean record. It's a heartbreaking scene. A charter bus on its side, personal belongings people had packed for a trip scattered alongside the road. State police say 14-year-old Chelssy Mercier of Quebec was killed in this crash after they say she was ejected.
Numerous individuals, passerbys, witnesses assisted the state police with getting the bus off of that individual, and life-saving measures were attempted.
But Major Richard Smith says that young girl didn't make it. Dozens of others were injured. Tonight, state police are trying to figure out what caused the crash. Major Smith says there's no reason right now to believe there were any issues with the driver's credentials.
He has been the subject of inspections in 2 states in the past year that have been documented, and in all 3 of those inspections, he passed those inspections.
The bus company, Autobus Fleur de Lys, is registered out of Quebec. Major Smith said Canadian buses operating in the U.S. have to follow federal rules. I looked up the company's inspections and found it has a satisfactory rating and has not had any fatal crashes or crashes with injuries in the past 2 years. Major Smith says state police will inspect the bus, interview the driver, witnesses, passengers, and look at the black box.
And the black box is going to give us some indication of what was going on, speed, whether brakes were initiated, et cetera, at or about the time of the crash.
And a spokesperson for the company that owned that bus again said that its heart goes out to that 14-year-old girl's family. It tells me it's working right now to get as many passengers who are released from the hospital back home this evening, if that is possible. Now, I wanted to point out quickly, you heard the major there say that witnesses helped to try and save this young girl's life. He tells me 2 families on their way to vacation, also from Canada, stopped when they saw this crash happen and tried to help these families as much as they could. I just wanted to point that out during a very tragic and difficult story. We're live in Glens Falls. Tori Wells, CBS 6 News.